In 1922, in the sands of ancient Egypt, a door that had been sealed for millennia was finally opened, and the world would never be the same. From that door emerged not just gold and treasure, but a curse. From that day on, everyone involved in the expedition began to die, one by one, in strange and terrifying ways. Some fell suddenly in perfect health. Some were bitten by snakes. Some vanished without a trace. Was it all just coincidence, or had the ancient spirit, the curse of Tutankhamun, truly awakened? In November 1922, after years of relentless searching across the vast deserts of Egypt, Howard Carter and his team finally uncovered a doorway that had been sealed for over 3,000 years. The air was thick with dust, and the sunlight of the desert faded as they descended into the shadows of history. Carter held a flickering torch, its light dancing across the stone walls covered in ancient hieroglyphs. Every symbol seemed to whisper secrets from a time long forgotten. At the center of the chamber, partially buried under centuries of sand and shadow, lay the golden sarcophagus of Tutankhamun, gleaming with an almost otherworldly light. His mask, encrusted with turquoise and lapis lazuli, stared back at the explorers, silent yet commanding, as if judging their intrusion. But the tomb was not just a treasure chest, it was a silent warning. On the walls, faint inscriptions could barely be read in the torchlight. Death shall come swiftly to those who disturb the king's rest. Carter's heart raced. He knew they were standing at the edge of history, yet a chill ran down his spine, a feeling that this discovery was more than archaeological. It was ominous, alive, and watching. Every step into that chamber felt heavier than the last. The air seemed to thicken. The dust itself seemed to whisper a secret that the world was not yet ready to hear. And as Carter slowly pushed the final stones aside to reveal the inner sanctum, none of them could have imagined the series of mysterious deaths that would follow, echoing across decades. Just 5 months after the tomb was opened, tragedy struck. Lord Carnarvon, the expedition's wealthy sponsor, fell gravely ill. It started innocuously, a simple mosquito bite. But within days, infection set in. His condition deteriorated rapidly, baffling doctors. On the day of his death, something strange happened. The lights in Cairo flickered and went out, plunging the city into darkness, as if the world itself mourned his passing. Even more unsettling, far across the world in London, his dog was found dead at the exact same hour, eyes wide open, a silent witness to the invisible force at play. The media seized on the story immediately, dubbing it the Curse of Tutankhamun. Whispers of a mysterious force began to circulate, suggesting that disturbing the pharaoh's eternal rest had awakened something beyond human understanding. From that moment on, fear gripped the expedition. Every shadow, every draft of air seemed alive, watching, waiting, and the haunting question echoed through their minds. Had they just uncovered a tomb? Or had they unleashed a deadly curse? A few months after the tomb was opened, a wave of mysterious deaths began among the expedition members. The scientists and archaeologists, once brave and methodical, now lived in constant fear. One night, a scholar seen perfectly healthy the night before was found dead without any visible cause the following morning. Another night, a researcher was studying hieroglyphs by torchlight when suddenly a venomous snake struck, sending him screaming to the ground. Even stranger, some members simply vanished without a trace. as if an unseen force guarding the tomb's secrets had claimed them. Silence and dread gripped the expedition. Every step, every breath, every shadow seemed to whisper, "The curse is real." Experts claimed it was mere coincidence, yet the consecutive, unexplained deaths left every heart shaken. The tomb was no longer just a treasure. It had become a source of terror, a deadly curse, and a mystery beyond comprehension. The origin of Tutankhamun's curse was no mere coincidence. The ancient Egyptians viewed death as a sacred protection. They believed that the end of life did not mark the end of existence. The soul embarked on an eternal journey. Pharaoh's tombs were more than just houses of gold and riches. They were sacred sanctuaries protecting the soul. The hieroglyphs etched on the walls, delicate inscriptions, rituals, and ancient prayers were designed to ensure the silence and eternal safeguarding of death. Sometimes, this protection took on a terrifying and deadly form. Unauthorized entry or disturbance of these tombs awakened unseen forces guarding the pharaoh's souls and secrets. Thus, Tutankhamun's tomb was not only a treasure of wealth and history, it had become a realm of death and protection, mystery and fear, preserved in silence for millennia, until it was disturbed by the modern world. The mystery of Tutankhamun's curse is a story that has lasted millennia. Yet science offers a different perspective on these events. The first explanation involves bacteria and disease. Ancient tombs, being humid and poorly ventilated, could harbor tuberculosis, fever, or other deadly microbes, even after hundreds of years. Lord Carnarvon's sudden illness is often cited as an example. The second explanation points to toxic gases and spores. Chemical reactions inside mummies and ancient wrappings could produce hydrogen sulfide or poisonous spores, affecting anyone who breathed them in. The third explanation is psychological. Expedition members, already aware of the curse and filled with fear, may have experienced stress-induced heart problems or fainting, triggered by extreme anxiety. All of this suggests that myths and mystery overlay the historical truth. Tutankhamun's curse may have been simply a mix of history, coincidence, and human psychology. Yet the centuries-old secrecy made it even more terrifying and captivating. After the tomb of Tutankhamun was opened, one by one, the people connected to the excavation began to die under strange, terrifying circumstances. But there was one man untouched by all of it, the man at the center of the curse, Howard Carter. He was the first to break the seal, the first to step inside, the man who opened the golden shrines with his own hands, studied the mummy up close, and breathed the tomb's ancient air longer than anyone else. If the curse was real, he should have died first. Yet Carter did not die. He lived to the age of 64 and passed away peacefully decades later. So why? 1. Was Carter the one who broke the curse? Some believe that Carter, unlike others, showed respect toward the tomb. Even though he opened it, he never treated the mummy violently, and he carefully preserved every artifact with precision. According to this belief, the curse punished only those who disrespected the pharaoh's eternal rest, not Carter. 2. Or was it science? Precautions that saved him. A more rational explanation suggests that Carter simply took better precautions than the others. He ventilated the tomb before entering. He used early forms of protective masks. He limited the time he spent inside the sealed chambers. He transported objects to ventilated tents instead of working inside the tomb. Maybe he avoided the bacteria, toxic mold, and ancient pathogens that may have killed others. Perhaps Carter survived because he understood the dangers better than anyone. 3. Or did Carter hide something? The most mysterious theory is darker. Some claim Carter kept private diaries describing strange sounds at night, shadows moving inside the tomb, and sensations he could not explain. These entries were allegedly hidden or destroyed, never shown to the public. Rumor even says Carter returned alone to the tomb late at night, as if he were meeting someone or something. 4. The simplest and eeriest explanation? Fate. Maybe Carter was just lucky. Maybe the deadly microbes simply didn't affect him. Maybe the curse spared him. For a reason humans will never know. But one thing is certain: Carter did not die, but the deaths of others followed him for the rest of his life. He never publicly spoke about the unusual events he witnessed. His silence was deeper than any explanation, and that silence made the curse even more powerful. If you enjoyed this journey into the mystery of Tutankhamun's curse, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on notifications for more thrilling history stories.